So we're doing all kinds of different videos on the channel today. So what I'm doing today is I've had a ton of people asking me to preview and predict the NFL playoffs, which start this Saturday. The reason I don't normally do this stuff is because no matter what you put out there, no matter what you say, everybody gets butthurt. Everybody gets butthurt. Every single one of you probably are going to be butthurt by me not picking your team. And if I don't pick your team to win, you'll probably think I'm an idiot. And videos like these get a ton of dislikes because of that reason. Now going into the video, if you're somebody not subscribed to the channel and don't like me, you probably won't like me by the end of this video. And with that said, I'm an idiot. Don't take anything I say seriously because I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about football. I don't know anything about anything because I'm just an idiot. So there's your fair warning, there's your disclaimer. And also, since this video is probably already going to get a ton of dislikes no matter what, let's try to break a record. I want every single person out there that normally likes my videos to drop a dislike. I want to see if we can break 5,000, no, let's do something dumb. Let's try to break 10,000 dislikes on today's video, because there's probably already going to be a ton of dislikes on the video. Why not try to break a record and get 10,000 dislikes on my video? That'd by far be the most dislikes I've ever gotten. So let's shoot for 10,000 dislikes. Let's do the dang thing. Let's do it. With that said, if for some reason you do like me after watching this video, subscribe if you're new, and just dislike it if you like me. I guess if you don't like the video, like it. I don't know. Let's just do the dang thing. Game number 1, my Tennessee Titans traveling to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it's the first time my Titans have made the playoffs in a long goddamn time. It's been about 10 years. So I'm excited. And now I have a lot of people saying, oh, the Titans are going to get blown out. They barely beat the Browns. They barely beat this team. They lost to this team. They shouldn't have made the playoffs. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is how my Titans are, coming from a Titans fan's perspective. The Titans obviously played down or played up to their competition. They don't lose games by a lot, but they don't win games by a lot. They look awful sometimes, but they'll make your team look awful too. This game is going to be disgusting, and the Titans are going to not win. They're going to lose, but a lot of people are predicting a blowout. I promise you it won't be a blowout. I'm going to say the Titans aren't going to score a lot, though. It'll be a low-scoring game. I'll say the Titans can't get into the end zone. We might double the yardage of the Chiefs by 500. Does that make sense? That didn't make sense. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is we'll probably kick a ton of field goals. I'm going to say 17-12 Chiefs over my Titans. We play. The reason I was excited that we made the playoffs is because I genuinely think the Titans could do something wild because they just have a chance to win every game. They just don't do it. So the craziest thing could potentially happen. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they don't make it somewhat far in the playoffs, but I just got to be smart and say they're going to lose to the Chiefs. I'm going to say 17-12. Next, this is probably where I'm going to have people get butthurt. Falcons at the LA Rams. Falcons, team with more experience in the playoffs. Obviously, last year, bringing that experience all the way to the Super Bowl. Should have been a Super Bowl win, but we all know how that happened. But anyways, I think that experience is going to get them the W in this game. Now, the Rams, the surprise of the season. One of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the NFL. But just real no playoff experience on that team. Todd Gurley, that offense, Jared Goff, incredible seasons. But something just tells me in LA, the Falcons are going to try to revenge their Super Bowl embarrassment last year and grab a dub. I mean, the Falcons actually, they've had a great year themselves, really. Their defense has been a real surprise, been a pretty solid group this year. We have not seen the best of Julio this year, not seen the best of the offense. That can be absolutely incredible. So they come out, all guns blazing, grab a dub. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I'm going to say 30-24. No, I'm going to say 30-27. Make the Rams fans a little bit less mad that I'm picking against them. Once again, don't take anything I'm saying at face value because I'm a goddamn idiot. I'm just dumb. But I still say the Falcons surprise and beat the Rams 30-27. Next, two other teams that have not made the playoffs in a long time. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Jacksonville to take on Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, once again, I'm going to go with the lower seed. I think the Bills are going to get it done. Why? One reason and one reason only. I do not in the least trust Blake Bortles to do anything good in the playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars, incredible year. Beat my Titans in the AFC South, although we beat them both times we played them this year. That's beside the point. They still reign victorious over us by winning the AFC South. They're on a 2-game losing streak though. Not good to be not hot going into the playoffs. Bills, on the other hand, definitely has the momentum with barely making the playoffs and just surprising everybody by making the playoffs. But anyways, Bills, like, they're an ugly team. They don't do things great, but they get dubs when they have to and get lucky in the last week of the season and make the playoffs. But I still think somehow, some way, I mean, the Bills don't have the greatest defense against the Jacksonville Jaguars offense that has the best rushing game in the NFL. But I still think the Bills get it done just for the sole fact, no other reason, that I just don't trust Blake Bortles in the playoffs. I think you know what? It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be an ugly game. I'm going to say 20 to 17, Bills over the Jags. Next, we have an NFC South matchup. Carolina Panthers traveling to New Orleans to take on the New Orleans Saints. Now, this one's pretty easy. I think the Saints are going to grab the dub. I mean, it'd be dumb, I would think, to pick against the Saints when they beat the Panthers twice this year, when they played them both times, and they're playing at home. Drew Brees, that offense, I mean, some people say, although the record doesn't show it, they're the best team in the NFL. It just depends on if they're hot or not. And the defense has been great. Offense has been great as always. Drew Brees, that offense at home against a team they beat twice this year. In Carolina, no real running game, really. When your quarterback's your leading rusher, against the Saints, the team you've lost to twice, I just don't think it's a good matchup for the Panthers. I mean, they could prove me wrong, and probably once again making everybody mad with this pick, but I think I can't see logically how you can pick the Panthers when they've already lost to this team twice and they're playing away from home. So I'm going to go Saints. Probably the biggest margin of victory, I'm going to say, for any team that, thus far that I've picked, and probably the whole video. I'm going to say 34-17, Saints over the Panthers. So next, moving on to the divisional round, if my predictions are correct, which probably won't be, the next matchup will be the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. And simple enough, basically using the same exact logic that I used for the last pick, the Patriots have beat the Bills bad twice this year. And them at home in the playoffs with Tom Brady and against a team that they've already beat twice pretty bad, no way they lose. So with that said, Patriots big in this game, if it does happen, which might not because I picked the Bills, which means the Jags will probably win. But if for whatever reason it does, Patriots big, let's say they've won by 3 touchdowns each game. So I'm going to say 31-14, Pats over the Bills. Now on the NFC side, if everything goes to plan, we'll have the Atlanta Falcons playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. And unfortunately for the Eagles, incredible year. So unfortunate. That really does suck. That's the awful part of football. We have such a great year, and just injuries in general, especially in this particular scenario. Player plays his heart out all season long, gets ready all season long, has his team playing like the best team in the NFL. Then he has an unfortunate injury and he's out for the rest of the playoffs. So that is awful. But it is the scenario that we have. And you saw the last week of the season and the last couple weeks how mightily they've struggled. Couldn't even put up a point against the Cowboys. They're with the quarterback situation that they have, as talented as that team is, I just don't see them making it past the first round that they play in. So the Falcons and their experience in the playoffs with the good team that they do have playing the Eagles with that awful quarterback situation, I think the Falcons actually win pretty big. I'm going to say 24-10 Falcons over the Eagles, and they actually advance into the NFC Championship game, being the lowest seed. Woo! And next, we would have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, they did play once. The Steelers won that game, and it's kind of what sent the Chiefs on a downward spiral. The Chiefs started the season spectacular, then lost to the Steelers, and then ever since then, they've just been kind of on and off. Now, the Chiefs, they're a good team. They really are. Alex Smith, good year. But I know, you're picking the highest seed here. The Steelers are a good team. They have playoff experience. They have a talented offense, talented defense. So it's a good team. I think the Steelers at home, it might be pretty close like the first game was. I think the Chiefs lost that game 19-13. It might be about that close, but at home, the Steelers, it's going to be a Patriots-Steelers matchup in the AFC Championship game. I think it's just destined. It's going to happen. And the Steelers are going to beat the Chiefs. I think just as a more talented team, and at home, the more experienced playoff team, I'm going to go Steelers. It's going to be a pretty close game. I'll go 20. I'll go a touchdown game. 21-14, Big Ben and the Steelers over the Chiefs. Now this next one is probably easily the toughest game I've had to predict yet. If everything goes to plan, in my predictions, which they won't, the Saints are going to be traveling to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, both teams are great. Both teams have I guess no weakness really, aside from obviously the Vikings having some injuries with Sam Bradford out. Case Keenum, though, obviously been great this year. Dalvin Cook is out. They have Latavius Murray, obviously still a great running back. But I don't know, dog. All the way back in Week 1, the Saints lost to the Vikings 21-19. With the Saints, I still think are one of the best teams in the league. Drew Brees and his experience, it's tough to pick against the Saints when you have Drew Brees. And then you have Case Keenum, who's not the actual starter for the Vikings. But I think the Vikings defense is too good. And then playing at home, I think that's the biggest difference. I don't know. Call me an idiot. I'm going with the weather on this one. Home field advantage. Vikings. Let's say, I mean, two pretty good defenses going against each other. What's the score? Pretty close. 24-21. Vikings over the Saints. This is the one I'm not confident at all about. I'm sorry. So next, AFC Championship game, Steelers away from home, Gillette Stadium against the Patriots. The matchup from when everybody says the Steelers should have won, I'm not going to say because I don't have a dog in that fight. This is still going to be an awesome game if it does happen. Number 1 versus number 2, not too original, but just the way I see it happening. Now, we all know game was super close. They played earlier in the year. Patriots, no matter how unorthodox it was, did end up grabbing the dub. But man, these two teams going at it, anything can happen. I'm a little bit more confident in this pick than I was the last pick, but this is still a super hard game to pick because it's just so rare for a team to go to back-to-back Super Bowls and to win back-to-back Super Bowls, potentially not spoiling my pick. I don't even know who my pick yet. This is all on the fly. I'm not a Tom Brady hater. I'm not a Patriots hater. I'm not a hater of anybody. Try to be as unbiased as possible, and I just can't see Tom losing. Can't do it at home. With them beating the Steelers away from home, which is super tough. You know how tough it is in Pittsburgh, and obviously there's always controversy whether they should have won that game or not. But switching it to Gillette Stadium, they're hot. Tom Brady's having the best years of his career at 40 years old. I just can't pick against the Patriots, man. James Harrison, it'll be crazy to see James Harrison going up against the Steelers and what is going to mean a Super Bowl berth or not. James Harrison finally gets it, I think. Go Super Bowl. It's going to be close, mighty close. I'm going to go 30-27. Patriots over the Steelers. I just don't see Tom losing. Now, on the flip side, Minnesota playing host to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I think the Falcons are better than the 6th seed, so don't let that 6th seed fool you. But I don't know about this pick either. I'm scared. Dog, I don't know how to pick this game, honestly. Like, I really don't know. The only logical thing for me to say here, I'm trying my best to use logic, which doesn't really ring with me well. But I'm trying to use logic. And with that said, the only way I can go about predicting this really and feel confident with my pick is the fact that the Vikings beat the Falcons away from home in a dome at Atlanta. 14-9. It was a close game. But now they're coming home. Hometown. Gonna be chilly outside the stadium. Because they do obviously play in a retractable dome. And I don't think I brought that into consideration with my Saints pick. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But just cut that. I still think they're going to beat the Saints rather than, they're playing at home. Anyways, I guess that, I don't have anything else to go on. I guess because they beat them away from home, they should be able to beat them at home. They're hot. Yes, I know experience versus inexperience in Case Keenum and everybody, but the Vikings defense is too effing good. I'm going to go Vikings in another low-scoring game. 14-10 over the Falcons. Now here it is, Super Bowl prediction time. Minnesota Vikings, New England Patriots, in the Vikings home stadium. I don't know. I can't pick against Tom. I don't think I can I? Dog, I really don't know what to do here. This pick is so hard. I'm trying to think of the best way to pick this. The Vikings are playing in their home stadium. First time they've made the Super Bowl in how long? A long time. How rare is it for a team to go back-to-back Super Bowls? Like, I think the Patriots are going to win. But with that being the case, and with it being so rare, the football's telling me Patriots, but something in the universe I feel like is going to align with the Vikings playing at home, in home stadium, in the Super Bowl. Been so long, and they have a backup playing quarterback who's having a great year, and I think everything's gonna align. I burp. Maybe that's the universe and God telling me that I should not be saying this, but I'm gonna go against the feeling of the universe, and I'm gonna say the Vikings are gonna upset the Patriots on the sole fact that something's magical about playing at home in the Super Bowl. I don't know. Something's gonna happen to where a team doesn't win back-to-back Super Bowls because it's so freaking rare. I mean, if any team's going to do it, obviously it's going to be the Patriots. But I feel dumb as a football fan picking against Tom Brady, against basically what's a backup quarterback. But I just feel like something magical is going to happen. I mean, it's going to be close, though. 24-21, Vikings win the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. What type of football logic did I put in this video? Probably nothing. And I hope by this point I have 10,000 dislikes. So with that said, that's it for my Super Bowl predictions. Probably pissed you off. Probably got 1,000 unsubscribers. But opinions are opinions. Hopefully you like mine. But drop a dislike if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new for whatever reason. I'll catch you guys next time. Let me know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl in the comment section below. Tell me how dumb I am. Peace.